Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we dive into the ongoing battle over corporate governance in Hong Kong, where independent non-executive directors, INEDs, are facing new restrictions that could change the landscape of board leadership. Amid political unrest and economic challenges, seasoned corporate advisor Abraham Razack has voiced concerns about the effectiveness of INEDs, emphasizing their role in providing independent advice and identifying risks. In other news, the Hong Kong government has reacted strongly to an appeal made by jailed media tycoon Jimmy Lai to the United Nations regarding his treatment in solitary confinement. Authorities have accused Lai's legal team of defaming the judicial system, while Lai's supporters continue to raise concerns about his health and well-being during his lengthy incarceration. Lastly, the Hong Kong Journalists Association has reported a disturbing rise in harassment against journalists and their families, highlighting a serious threat to press freedom in the city. As tensions escalate, the HKJA is calling for investigations into these intimidation tactics, underscoring the critical need for protection of media professionals in the region. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage on these pressing issues. South China Morning Post reports on the turbulent landscape of Hong Kong's corporate governance, highlighted by the actions of Abraham Razack, an independent non-executive director, INED, at Golden Financial Holdings. Amidst the backdrop of civil unrest and economic instability, Razack opposed a significant land acquisition by the company, arguing it was too risky. His resistance led to the cancellation of the 11.1 billion Hong Kong dollars deal, saving the company from potential financial disaster. However, Razack now faces the possibility of losing many of his board positions due to proposed regulations limiting the number of boards an INED can serve on. This reform aims to ensure INEDs can provide genuine independent oversight, but it has sparked a contentious debate about corporate governance in Hong Kong, where many believe the current system is failing to protect shareholder interests. South China Morning Post also highlights the Hong Kong government's strong rebuke against international legal representatives of Jimmy Lai, a former media tycoon, who appealed to the United Nations regarding his treatment in solitary confinement. The government dismissed claims of Lai's mistreatment, asserting that he receives the same treatment as other inmates and has access to medical care. Lai has been detained since December 2020 on charges related to national security. The government's reaction underscores the tensions between local authorities and foreign entities, particularly regarding human rights issues in Hong Kong, as well as the ongoing scrutiny of the judicial system amidst claims of political repression. South China Morning Post further details a troubling pattern of harassment faced by journalists in Hong Kong, as reported by the Hong Kong Journalists Association, HKJA. The organization revealed that numerous reporters, their families, and employers have been targeted in a systematic campaign aimed at undermining press freedom. This harassment includes threatening letters and doxing, with accusations that recipients could be violating national security laws by associating with journalists. The situation has escalated significantly since June, prompting the HKJA to call for investigations into the leaks of personal data and the intimidation tactics employed. The government has downplayed these claims, asserting the rule of law remains intact, yet the chilling effect on media workers raises serious concerns about the state of journalism in the city. South China Morning Post highlights the evolving landscape of mooncake flavors in Hong Kong as bakeries experiment with modern twists on the traditional treat. At Quan Hong Bakery, second-generation owner Charles Ng Chun Kong has seen a surge in demand for innovative flavors such as pistachio and cream cheese and double pistachio, leading to long queues of eager customers. Despite the bakery's commitment to traditional flavors like lotus paste and salted duck egg yolk, Ng's willingness to embrace change has paid off, with customers skipping work to secure their mooncakes. In contrast, Kee-Chue Cake Shop's William Chung remains steadfast in his adherence to traditional recipes, emphasizing the handmade quality of his mooncakes as a unique selling point, even amidst a slight decline in overall sales. In another piece, the South China Morning Post explores the cultural significance of Teochew mooncakes during the Mid-Autumn Festival, which serve as a reminder of migration patterns in Asia. The author describes a bustling mooncake fair where Teochew mooncakes, characterized by their flaky skins and sweet fillings, have gained popularity. The Teochew people, hailing from a coastal region in Guangdong, have a rich history of migration, particularly to Southeast Asia. The article delves into the unique culinary traditions of the Teochew, highlighting their preference for cold dishes and seafood, and underscores the importance of preserving their cultural heritage through food, such as the orne dessert, made from taro. Lastly, the South China Morning Post recounts the journey of Lin Jiakong and comedian Jennifer Wong as they explore Chinese cuisine in small-town Australia through their book Chopsticks or Fork. The duo's culinary adventure began with a memorable meal in Korua, leading them to visit various Chinese restaurants across the country, many of which have roots in Hong Kong. The book features heartwarming stories of restaurant owners, showcasing how their dishes reflect their heritage and the evolving tastes of Australians. Wong and Kong emphasize the vital role these restaurants play in their communities, serving as gathering places for celebrations and daily meals, while also celebrating the unique flavors that have emerged from the fusion of Chinese and Australian culinary traditions. South China Morning Post reports that Lazada Thailand CEO, Varitha Kayat Pinyokai, emphasizes the company's competitive edge in Southeast Asia lies in its advanced technology, particularly artificial intelligence, AI, and logistics. Kayat Pinyokai, the youngest executive at Lazada at just 32, highlighted the innovative use of AI through features like LazyChat, a chatbot that engages consumers in their native languages. As competition intensifies from rivals like Temu and TikTok, Lazada's robust supply chain and strategic use of gamification and augmented reality are enhancing customer experiences and driving sales. With projections indicating Southeast Asia's e-commerce market will exceed $116 billion this year, Lazada aims to leverage its technological strengths to maintain its market position. South China Morning Post also shares the inspiring story of Tang Weikit, a former teacher who transitioned to a career in the Hong Kong police force. Despite concerns from family and friends about safety and salary, Tang felt a calling to serve the community more broadly. After completing rigorous training alongside 163 other recruits, he expressed fulfillment in the immediate impact of police work compared to teaching. His journey reflects a growing trend, as the police force has seen a significant increase in applicants after relaxing entry requirements. Other graduates, like Myron Lam, who aspired to follow in his parents' footsteps, echo similar sentiments about the meaningful contributions they can make to society through their roles. South China Morning Post highlights the internet frenzy surrounding Australian influencer Talia Skeins and her controversial white wedding guest dress. The Fatale maxi dress, which she wore to a wedding in Bali, sparked debates over appropriateness, as wearing white to a wedding is often frowned upon in Western culture. Skeins defended her choice, stating it aligned with the wedding's dress code and that the bride had actually appreciated her outfit. With a background in law, Skeins has transitioned into a successful influencer and entrepreneur, managing brand deals while living in Bali. Her journey from a serious law student to a prominent social media figure showcases the evolving landscape of careers and the impact of personal branding in today's digital age. South China Morning Post reports on the rising star Pablo Schreiber, brother of actor Liev Schreiber, who is set to star in Netflix's upcoming thriller series, His and Hers, alongside Tessa Thompson. The show, based on Alice Feeney's psychological thriller, will feature Schreiber as Richard, a cameraman assisting Thompson's character, Anna, a news anchor investigating a murder in the quaint town of Dahlonega. Despite their familial ties, the Schreiber brothers did not have a close upbringing, only reconnecting later in life. Pablo, an accomplished actor with a Tony nomination, has a notable career in television, including roles in Orange is the New Black and American Gods, and is a dedicated father to 2 sons from his previous marriage. Ashley Tisdale's journey into motherhood has taken a delightful turn with the arrival of her second daughter, Emerson Clover French. The High School Musical star shared the joy of her growing family on social media, reflecting on her initial hesitations about having another child. Tisdale and her husband, Christopher French, have been married for a decade and have collaborated on various creative projects, including music. French, a talented composer and musician, has a rich background in alternative rock and has contributed to TV show scores. Their love story blossomed in 2012, culminating in a romantic proposal at the Empire State Building and a wedding steeped in rustic charm, attended by close friends and family. Kamala Harris's fashion choices have been a topic of fascination as she navigates her role as vice president and a prominent political figure. The South China Morning Post highlights how her wardrobe reflects her professional background as a prosecutor, favoring tailored suits that emphasize power and authority. Over time, Harris has introduced more color into her outfits, notably during significant events like her inauguration, where she donned a striking purple ensemble. With a penchant for Converse trainers, Harris balances relatability with sophistication, making her style accessible while maintaining a consistent brand. Fashion expert Elizabeth Holmes suggests that Harris's approach to dressing is reminiscent of real women's wardrobes, prioritizing practicality and comfort, yet occasionally embracing the sparkle that makes her stand out in the political arena. CNN reports that the Chinese authorities have imposed a hefty fine of 441 million yuan, $62 million, on PwC's auditing unit in mainland China, alongside a 6-month business suspension, due to its role in the Evergrande Group scandal. The China Securities Regulatory Commission, CSRC, found that PwC Zhongtian LLP not only failed in its auditing duties but also facilitated the concealment of Evergrande's fraudulent activities during its 2019 and 2020 audits. The Commission's statement emphasized that PwC's actions severely undermined legal standards and harmed investors' interests. This unprecedented penalty highlights the growing scrutiny on Big Four accounting firms in China, as PwC faces a significant loss of clients and a tarnished reputation, particularly after the revelation of Evergrande's staggering $78 billion fraud. South China Morning Post reveals that a Hong Kong tour guide, Lam Chun Fai, has been stripped of his tourist guide license for threatening mainland Chinese tourists to shop during a tour. Following complaints from a group of visitors, the Travel Industry Authority found that Lam pressured tourists to purchase items from designated stores, warning them that their trip could be adversely affected if they refused. The authorities' investigation concluded that Lam's actions had not only violated professional standards but also harmed the reputation of Hong Kong's tourism sector. This incident underscores the challenges faced by the tourism industry as it recovers from the pandemic, with a notable shift in the behavior of mainland tourists who are now more inclined to explore independently and spend less, leading to tensions during group tours. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Got a question in your mind, we'll find the answer, we'll be kind. Encyclopedia on everything, laugh and learn with the zing, zing, zing. From ants to outer space, we've got the facts in one great place. For kids and grown-ups too, we've got the A to Z for you. Got a question in your mind, we'll find the answer, we'll be kind. Encyclopedia on everything, laugh and learn with the zing, zing, zing. From ants to outer space, we've got the facts